Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another iRacing video. So taking a little bit of a break over from the WRC videos that we've done before. And we're finding ourselves over in the Porsche Carrera Cup. So the iRacing Porsche Cup fixed setup. The 992 Free Cup here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. 24-hour of Le Mans layout. Here we are getting off well. See quite a big field as well, where we're starting to find ourselves over in 23rd out of 24 because of no lap, and that's gonna be quite difficult to deal with for it's very wet out there, in case you haven't noticed that either. And obviously we also have the motion rig into place now, a little bit different than WRC, but definitely all good. Interesting to see how it's gonna be going. Here at least comes that spin first of all. That's not a good sign. Many players getting involved into battles in the beginning. Here comes, well, a very wet race ahead of us here. We tried a little bit of the other series as well, but multi-classes weren't really our thing. So this is what we'll be committing to here. This is the first race in this season as always, and we're finding ourselves trying to drive along here as quick as we can, but this is obviously not an easy track. We'll see partially permanent circuit, the Circuit Bugatti de Mons, and also a partial street track. Very interesting layout, I think, as well. There's some very long straights into this, only to be broken up with quite a few kinks. Already some big battles coming out, and I must say we're in probably the best sounding car, at least when it comes to GT3 cars in my opinion. Obviously it's a GT3 Cup, it's not quite the same as a GT3. And what makes this car so notorious as well is the lack of assistance you have with it. Very much comes down to the driver in this very chaotic race so far. Look at how little you can see as well on the straight here. Trying to get out there. Here comes first kink of two that I was talking about earlier, at least a big one at that. We all make it through. It's a couple drivers here ahead of us here, trying to make up that time as well. It's obviously one of those tracks where you only get to go around 5 or 6 times as well. You can just see that motion rig in action. Maybe not as much in the straight, but just pay attention as we come into the right-hander coming up next. You'll see what it does. First of all, pushing us forward a little bit here into our seats. Obviously, that's also where the belt tensioner helps out. There's a little bit of a spin. Ooh, that was definitely a lockup of some sort. We do make it through in the end. Most important part. And it's once again a very long moment to try and push in. Just waiting for the right moment to strike here as well. Obviously, we've seen a lot of positions changed around as it is right now. And as you can tell as well now, some tighter section coming out. Yellow flag is out as well. Big driver going off. I think it was into the wall at some point. Luckily make it by. That's good to see. It's able to rejoin though. Just look at how sketchy it is. There's the lockup. Yeah, and eventually we do make it through. Now for the people that have only watched the WRC series so far, we also do a fair amount of iRacing. In fact, that's the main game here. As always, I should specify that the growth on the channel has been absolutely amazing. Getting close on 5K as I'm recording this. That's pretty awesome to see. Exactly how I love this. And well, we're very thankful for that as well. So as if you have any feedback from me or Sven, let us know. A little bit sketchy from time to time. Well, here it comes. It's again one of those turns that you just have to nail. This is definitely one of those tracks that looks very forgiving, but is actually not. See, mainly home to the 24-hour of Le Mans race, the World Endurance Championship. There are a lot of LMDH, LMH, LMP2 and LMGT3 cars will be coming around. Awesome stuff to see, I gotta say. At the moment we're nailing it. Tight turns here to make it back to the start finish line. Actually, as you can see, not too many turns. Especially if you compare it to, for example, another long track like the Nordschleife. Trying to come in here. There we see four drivers struggling. We make it through. Here comes that one tight corner before you get on the throttle for a very long time again. A little bit later on, finding ourselves in P7, a decent position, but then we have a massive lockup. This time we can't take another evasive route, we just have to go across. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's incredibly tough. We got a penalty for that one as well. Comes another of those swings, and oh man, that's close up here. That is now already lap 3 of 6 as well. We've been pushing through a little bit here. We've got a driver behind us who goes for a massive dive the inside. That's Macrospan. But yeah, obviously he won't make the corner like we do. So yeah, that is not how things should be looking. P06 it will be. More will come in a moment as well, but at the moment I'm not seeing it. We survive, are relatively stable. We try and push in a little bit more here. Here comes almost another incident. There's so many drivers trying to send it out as well. It's awesome to see how incredibly tough this has been so far. And also just how incredibly close the drivers are. So yeah, obviously this will be the main series as it is right now, the Porsche Cup. Later on you'll be seeing as well that we find ourselves also that we'll be doing more WRC. We've got some more videos coming on that soon. Following our run in Chile coming up next before we head to Poland. Which is at the time I'm recording this finished already. Should be live on the channel soon as well. I just got to record the voiceover as soon as it comes in. For now though, let's enjoy just one. Here comes another swing. Here comes, once again, a slight slide, but a good recovery to be made there. In the end, no big incidents come through, which is probably the most important part. Things looking well for the time being. Now chasing the Scott around here. Have enough fuel, so that's going to be good. Trying to see if we can get any closer, but just got to find the right line for it. And he makes a big mistake going off. Will cost him some time, and now we can open up that attack fully. Let's see if we can make that overtake happen now as well. Trying to get up closer. There's a little bit of a moment as well.
White flag, one more lap to go.
White flag is out here. Trying to get up closer, and then we get to it in the end. And that is great news. Last lap of the session coming in. Now trying to see if we can push up a little bit more. He seems to be escaping from us again here. He's been having a really good run so far. Also gotta admit that. Here's another moment. Trying to get into it. Things so far have been looking good, I gotta say. We're very close to this attack onto Clement. Aspen, we have seen gone up earlier as well. We've obviously lost that position a little bit earlier on. And we'll be trying to come that back. Well, actually, Lee Scott has been making that comeback. Has been able to escape from us here. So things are looking around here now. That's we're in the last lap now. If anything will happen, it will be now or never. So it's currently 6 on 6. Trying to push all the way here whenever we can. There's once again just sketchy on the brakes, but that's just how these cars are. Incredibly tough. But I mean, I must say, we've been keeping it fairly stable. The braking is definitely the scariest part of this. Pretty awesome to see how it's been going. And I wonder how else the drivers will be covering time if they even can in the first place. At the moment, it looks like we might be coming to an end pretty soon, but we are still trying to get up close. Clement Crespin was ever so slightly away from us at this point. P9 would definitely not be a bad end result, and keeping things fairly clean with a couple off tracks. I think it's good. At least no big incidents, no big shoving into the wall means that we've just been able to drive our own race. Currently we're in this group. There's where it gets a little bit sketchy. You can tell as well we're a little bit less scared to bring our elbows down in case we want to.
You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 1.5 seconds.
Losing on the car in front. That is the call being made here. Trying to push this one all the distance, but we need to be careful on the brakes. And there looks like Lamar Crespin's made a slight mistake. But I don't think it's enough to catch up to him, at least not immediately here. So we're going to have to rely on him making a mistake now. Which is never a good position, let's be honest. Coming in here. We'll see, to the last lap, it looks like the finish position is kind of set in right now. Also getting that message now that we're almost out of fuel, but we should be good to make it through the finish. So with the calculations we've done before, we'll just look at how sketchy that is. Eventually though, we'll be making it in. We'll be finishing this race in a stable position, as you can tell. Slow car on the left. Oh no, look at that. There's a massive lockup. Therefore, in the end we do gain that position. Now it's up to Lee Scott again. I thought for a second that would be the finish, but no. We overtake it. Now it's up to us to try and convert this in the final few corners. Thought surely the action would be over and he would have had it there, but no, he makes a mistake and he's finding himself off the track because of it. Keep pushing all the way through. Trying to keep the car as stable as we can. The driver ahead is driving a little bit slowly as well now. That's Lee Scott. We're catching up to him rapidly here. Has he got a problem with his car, or has he just had a small mistake made? It's costing him a lot of time. That is most definitely the case. We're trying to push up to him, but will it be enough? Time is ticking away, of course. Got 1 lap of fuel left, but that's more than enough to make it through, whereas we're almost there, of course. In the end, the last few corners coming in here. Does everyone make it through? Well, we both actually have a little bit of a mistake being made, but he decides to cut across, whereas we respect it, and therefore be able to finish up. Ooh, just make sure that you don't mess it up in the last corner, and now will be a side-by-side. But no, will be the position secured then. P8 in a successful race, I gotta say.
Good job. Very good job.
Beautifully seen. That brings it in P8 here with 1 incident points. That's great news. Good for our iRating and their safety rating as well, which we've lost a fair amount due to said multi-class races, the Sports Car Challenge by Falcon Tire, as I've mentioned before. Not bad at all here. Definitely a strong field as well. I think we can be very happy with how things are looking at the moment. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with that one. 778 was the strength of field in the end. Here we are finding ourselves at the start then. Chaotic start, and that's what happened, and so many drivers were driving slowly. It's a great way to get things going. It's great to come in there. Yeah, that is just... Oh, man. Not the way you want to be seeing things. Big chaotic, more drivers coming off here as well. And that's one way to slide across. Dangerous stuff. Ooh, doesn't pit anybody there. Makes his way in. And not the greatest of things just to get it going. There's a big contact between the number 16 as well. Just not a good look for all of this. So many more drivers getting involved into many of those incidents. There's Lauren de Happ we're aboard with. Later on we see more fights. That's Neil Faulkner fighting himself into the wall. Than the way that he wanted to, but that is unfortunately the case. And has to rejoin all the way. It's going to take him quite a bit of time to rejoin onto the right track as well. Tough luck really, I gotta say. Eventually able to keep things going. Here's the number 22 car. Hodirada also has a little bit of a spin over the curb in this very wet condition. Finds himself facing the wrong way. There's just no denying that one anymore. Has to come back, which he will do. Trying to push up further. Get back to racing. There's the number 13. And oh, there is almost contact. Aurora here getting attacked by Sander Bronkhorst. And more drivers getting involved into this one now. There he comes from behind. Two blue cars going for that first overtake. Your driver ahead is actually good to go there. Luckily, we'll be keeping it up that way. Pretty awesome to see. Trying to get up a little bit closer. Here is nice little overtake. Very solid move all around here, but then going too wide, or a little bit at least here. Alexander Harmer's son almost loses the back end. Then goes on the throttle, just can't get his foot down as it looks like. Eventually will be able to do so, but it's cost him a lot of time, and there the car still goes. Just not feeling it with those tires coming on, and just not feeling that grip the way you want to see it. We see more battles as well here. One driver going way too wide and putting that corner. It's number 13. Sander Bronkhorst takes that lead that way. We're seeing overtakes coming in. Here is a nice little port coming out there. In the end, we'll see some passes as well. Here is the number 15 car. Heng Ji-woo messing up the braking point and going a little bit too wide. Is able to keep it out of the barrier. The most important part here. Now here, number 1. Number 2. Big battle coming out here. Hard to see between the trees here, but the Red Bull car is able to go side by side. There's a little bit of contact between the two already. More cars now getting up closer. The battle is very much on here for the lead in the race. So many drivers getting involved, and that is just a full-on send where both drivers not able to make that corner. And it will be Jaroslav Sigan going through and taking that lead here. So many drivers getting involved into that one. Frustrating for all parties involved. That will be just how it is. They'll be taking that for what it's worth. Here is a little bit of a spin as well by the Monster Energy car of Lee Scott. He's able to get the car stopped in time at least here, so it doesn't hit the barrier immediately, but needs to try and make his way out. Now coming back to it. He's able to rejoin the track rather safely. And then the next corner has another moment, unfortunately. That's not a good look, is it? Players trying to get out there. This is the number 3 car we're aboard with. Eventually having a small mistake, but was good now. It's the number 11. Neil Faulkner losing control. We'll have to let it be here. And here is play that one. And then he's just a passenger all the way through there. And actually, oh, that's such a shame because he's been put up that way. Actually, look at this. He's looking good to avoid it. And then he gets onto that sand and that straightens out the car. Therefore, he's not able to avoid that one anymore. Oh, God, that's such a shame. Go out that way was definitely not intentional. See a couple drivers looking to come in. This is one of them. He's actually the only one to get in there. He's Honey Granzow coming in there. Into the pits he goes. We'll be leaving that for what it's worth. Here we see another move coming around the outside. It's a ballsy one at that. Seems successful so far, but then messes up the chicane. It's Daoma that we're seeing, and there's almost a contact between the two. There's the recovery in the end. It's looking a little bit better now, at least here. Here we see another driver going over. That is Clément Crespin. I believe. No, actually. Wrong there. It's a free car. Messing up sliding. This is Clément Crespin. Looking at. Loses the car. He's able to avoid spinning, but it costs him a lot of time because he basically has to go down to 0. There goes into it again. I should just leave it be for now. Now trying to get a little bit closer up. This is an intense battle, I gotta say. In lap 2, we are now on the straight. We'll see an overtake taking place. The golf car is going to be slightly ahead here. That should be a good move coming out, and indeed it is successful. But then, oh no, there's the mistake coming in. Cuts across the corner a little bit too much here. We go then. It's going to be another small moment here. This time around, Christian Pajek tries to get it, but he messes up corner ever so slightly. Is able to continue the race as if nothing's ever happened. So that's a good sign, I gotta see. There is another moment there. More drivers coming off. Seems to be a reoccurring theme that we're getting here. This time around, the number 14. Messing up, losing his position. Sander Bronkers will take that lead away. This is Clément Crespin again. Attacking Sven Baptiste around the outside. Utilizing that track. And a little bit more. There's that move successful. Here is another fight here. Mulder trying to get by Laurent de Happier. His golf car. Around the outside would be a tricky move, but he's going to try and stand it in, and he actually is successful. Manages to make it stick. Great move coming out here over on the Circuit de la Sarthe, and eventually it looks like there is no way to get the position back either. Sure, they have a look once in a while, but no, it's just not going to happen. Here more might come out. There is a little bit of a moment. And then actually the car behind loses that battle as well. But yeah, Jaroslav Sigan, he takes that leader for Sander Bronkhorst. And will be looking good from that point on there. Here's another big battle now. Laura and Mildera getting involved. And golf car of Laurent de Hep goes straight by here. Takes that position away here. Will be taking that for as he can. There is... maybe another move as well. It might be successful. Indeed, he is. Makes it through. But then goes off. Now has to rejoin the track here. And you can see how many cars are swerving across it. This is a big battle coming on between all the drivers. There's the contact. And he gets spun around. Oh, no. Laurent de Hap loses control afterwards. It's a shame. It's Mildera again. Julian Rohrer is ahead for the time being. We'll be losing the back end as well. There, the successful driver behind him actually goes off as well here. As he race for many of the players here. Drivers taking it very seriously. There is another moment here. Macrospat can't make it through. Has to take the escape road for the chicane here. As he does so. Make it through. There is another big lock as well. Alexander Hummerson. Already saw him have a little bit of a moment struggling with the throttle. This time around it's looking quite similar. Fortunate to see it happen that way, but well, that is just part of it. Ziwu, number 15 in the Porsche Cup car, trying to make his way around the circuit here. And then loses the back end as he touches the curbs. The curbs are deadly at this point. Some drivers can't help themselves from touching them. That's a shame if I've ever seen one. Now trying to push through all the way. Getting up back underway at least here. He's able to continue the race as if nothing's happened. That's probably the most important part. Marcus Span has had a little bit of a moment here. Lee Scott is allowed to open up the attack immediately afterwards. Trying to get into this one. Has been rather tricky, I gotta say. There is... Oh! Hildehar finds himself in the wall. The roller goes by and then Lauren de Hap will follow along as well, but just rejoining itself is quite tricky, I gotta say. Yeah, in lap 3 finds himself having a little bit of a moment. Sven Matisse is what we've seen aboard. Can't make the corner, unfortunately. And goes back into it. Looks good now and it's looking a little bit better. We see another big moment. Lauren de Hep going off really wide. Wasn't the only one to do so. So many drivers going off. This is very difficult. Now here is another moment. Christian Salva this time around. Number 10. Porsche Cup car will be having a similar moment there. Not making the corner in time. And now, well, that is just what it is. Here we see some more chicanes being messed up as well here. That's the way we want things to look here. Matisse in the number 23. Messes up the corner. That will allow the attack to be opened up from behind here. He's now slower through her and he knows that. Eventually, we see another car losing control. That's John Howard. Crashing into the wall rather hard as well. Definitely not the way you want to be looking at things. But he's able to rejoin as if nothing happened, which is arguably the most important part. Great to see, I gotta say. Continues. Great stuff there. Now here's another exit of view. Hangsiwoo missing the braking point, but he's able to continue the race at least here. Has to cut across gravel a little bit here. Rower together with Mulderop. Once again involved. Might be seeing the battle coming in. There is a big shunt. I repeat, a big shunt right there. Into the wall he goes. That might just be the end of that battle for a long while here. Julian Rower gets out of that one, but not in the way that he wanted to. That is incredibly tough luck, I gotta say. That's just what it is. I think it is just that moment here. And here we see another driver going off. Hard to happen. That is Julian Rower now getting by. Yeah, Lauren to happen having a little bit of a moment. These three were involved in a lot of them. Battle for the lead between Sander Bronkers and Jaroslav Sigan. Sigan goes down the inside. Things might just stay the way they are. There's a move. Is he successful? It looks like it here. Tries to get across, but always challenging in itself. I gotta say, they get off it rather well. Here comes a little bit of a moment here for Alexander Hummerson. Finds himself going off as well. And is able to rejoin, so not the biggest moment of the world there. Is able to continue as if nothing ever happened. Later on, we see once again Jaroslav Cigana getting up close, and the Broncos looking to take that lead back here, perhaps. He's side by side, but is it enough coming onto this big straight? It looking like it, especially considering the corners. Now going to be a left-hander, and he does make it by. Great move coming out now, and immediately you're going to see that Jaroslav Cigana is looking to take this one back here. And here immediately opens up the attack again. Then maybe we'll be able to retake the position coming into this tight right-hander. Sends it down. Therefore, the other driver can't make it out, as he obviously tried to make it through the corner, but can't accelerate if there's the car right in front of you. Here comes another swing as well. Perhaps we'll be seeing if some more can happen. Here, Sven Matisse fending for his life right now. Slow through here, so is everyone in fact. Later on, will we make a small mistake? There's the attack and there's the contact between us two. And the pass. Contact fairly minimal, maybe not even worth pointing out, but is the case. Better will move on. He has gained that position and there's no way to stop that. Porsche, and that is obviously towards the end of lap 5 for now on. We're seeing some more coming in as well here. There's another big fight here, an important one at that. The number 5 car. Anna Jakob versus Julian Rohrer has been involved in multiple of those fights earlier on. Now, here comes that fight perhaps here. Once again, number 5 is down the inside here and is looking to make this happen as well. Is very much ahead now, I feel like. That is the case. But yeah, this is so tricky to deal with. And if in the end it looks like we have one winner. There he is, successful at that. Once again, the battle's still not over as well. It's very close. Daniel Jakob is definitely ahead now. Things are yet to go one way or another. Maybe now that will be it. Then he's very much ahead now on this long straight. Actually looking to take a little bit of curb there. Interesting. Now, Lee Scott here almost has a little bit of a moment. They're not able to turn the car because of the locking brakes there completely. It's just so devastating around there sometimes. They know it too. Bosov and Clement Crespin will soon follow as well. And Sven Matisse and Christian Sava both utilizing that. That was towards the end of the race. Obviously, lap 6, we've seen that from our POV already. That was what it looks like from the camera before. Here is once again another big moment coming out there for Clement Crespin. Messy stuff for the number 14 here. Jaroslav Cigana finishes the race as the leader though, and will be taking that one for what it's worth. Big race win for him, and in the end is able to beat the Dutchman to it. Here Christian Salva getting up close as well. This was the mistake that we made, and all of a sudden he was right all over us. It's all going to come down to making this sprint work, where we almost lost control. In the end, it's a couple milliseconds that puts us apart here. Here's the hot lap as well, where Daniel Jakob put that in here for us. And obviously now enjoy this very long ride as well at the Circuit de la Sarthe. A very iconic track, of course. 13.6 kilometers long with 38 corners is the original track. And that is obviously with the version that has the GP circuit, the circuit Bugatti Le Mans attached to it, of course. Very much interesting to see how that one does take place here. And lovely stuff, I gotta say, as well. Yeah, very much an iconic track, and obviously trying to push the car to the absolute limits around this. So, but you can just see how long these laps is. This is obviously something that all the drivers will have. And that is just what it is, unfortunately. So one small mistake during your qualifying lap could just be the end of it. They know it too. What else will be coming in, I wonder? At the moment, things are looking good. Trying to slow it down for this corner. It's quite a tight one, the chicane. One of many chicanes on this track as well. And obviously now also, if you're liking the content so far, make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to put out as many videos as we can, participating in the iRacing Porsche series, as well as the Amigos Racing Rally Club, which is the club that I do as the voiceover and owner as well. So yeah, to see a follow up on that one as well. Quite awesome to see, I gotta say. Currently making it through, which is quite cool to see. And here is once again one of those super tight corners. The weather is just not helping us with this either. And we know that. We'll be seeing more and more drivers looking to come through here. Usually this is where you try and overtake, right? This is where the big long straight is. And immediately slowing down again. Just listen to that beautiful engine noise for a second as well. Just sounds so incredibly satisfying, I gotta say. Just that engine sound is just perfect to me, I gotta say. It sounds so incredibly well. Obviously trying to push this car to its limits, while also pushing the track to its limits. It's never an easy job. We know it too. Immediately back to all the low gears. So well, keep in mind it's quite easy to spin the car around there. Just once again making it through to the end of this. One of the longest tracks in the game. Obviously the Nordschleife being the longest one, together with the GP circuit next to it. This one a little bit less bumpy, but very tight at places as well, which is actually incredible if you consider the size of these WEC vehicles that race into this here. We're almost at the end now, just a final few out here. We'll see if they can do it. There it is then, coming up to the final couple of chicanes. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed. There's a big video on top of the screen right now. You can click on our channel as well to subscribe. I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos. I very much have enjoyed recording them. Next time we'll be back with some more rallying action as well. So I hope to see you guys there as well. As for now, a very pleasant rest of your day.